sure is life's a lot easier when you have Justin Brownlee. So I mean, what a phenomenal performance that was by Justin. I'm amazed by it. You could kind of see it coming because you could see the intensity he had in practice yesterday. You could see the intensity he had before the game, even at halftime. You knew that he was, he had a big performance. He had what, 26 points at halftime, almost half our points. And then just, again, phenomenal here in the fourth quarter, just doing Justin Brownlee things, We've been seeing that we've had the pleasure of seeing that for what, 5 conferences now or 6 conferences. And just every time he comes, he just amazes me even more and more. He's a phenomenal player. And most people won't know this because you don't get to know him personally, but you know what? Honestly, and this is said a lot, but this is really, really true of Justin. He's a better person than he is player. I mean, he's just a tremendous person. Kind, humble. That's just amazing. And like I said, life is a lot easier when he's around.
Coach, playing shorthanded for most of the conference, how proud of you of these guys now you've reached the finals?
Well, we came from the number 6 seed and we barely got to the number 6 seed. We had to win 3 of our last 4 just to get to the 6th seed. And we had that bad stretch where we lost 4 games in a row to really, really tough teams. You can list them: Morocco. First of all, the 2 teams over there we lost to, Magnolia, Morocco, and then we followed up with Talking Tex and San Miguel. So it was like a murderer's row, and when we didn't perform the way we wanted to perform. And I remember being real down at that point. We were real down and kind of questioning ourselves. But I think the leadership took over. LA and Joe and a bunch of guys, they got together and, we decided to put it away and just move forward. And here we are in the finals. We never would have thought it back then during that 4-game losing streak that we would reach the finals. So yes, we are very proud of what these guys did. And they had many reasons to quit. At certain points of the conference to get discouraged, but they kept battling all the way through. And then, we played without Stanley. That was that's number 1 excuse. If you don't do well, oh, we didn't have Stanley. And then, in the playoffs, oh, we didn't have Japeth, so it's just excuses that we could have used and they could have used, the players, and they didn't. Next man up, Joe played a great series, played a smart, really intelligent series. He wasn't, scoring 20 points and getting 15 rebounds like Japeth, but he was playing very, very intelligently. And then everybody else just contributed in their way. Christian stood, I'm going to say stood and stand, but Christian got, just really raised the level of his game and just played the perfect role for us. He didn't try to do too much. He didn't try to do, he stayed within himself. He played to his strengths. And, that's what a really veteran, smart player will do. And so we really appreciate what Christian has done for us. And again, we all go back to Justin. But this is our 3rd finals appearance in 4 conferences. So I think we're all really proud of that as well. We didn't play the last bubble very well. And we were all disappointed in that. But thankfully, we've come back strong again. So hats off to the guys.
Coach, can you talk about Jeff Chen's performance, 20 points in this closeout game?
Jeff was the forgotten man. It's funny. He was like the forgotten man, kind of holding on, just looking to play a little bit here and there. And then, he just steps up and is, when we most needed him, he stepped up and just played huge. And, I tried to bring him in and out of the game. I didn't want to, extend him because, he gets, it's tough for him to play at a real physical level, for 10, 12 minutes at a time. So we tried to shorten his time on the floor and get him in and out and keep him fresh. And, but I thought his couple of threes in the beginning of the game, when NLEX came out with so much fire and they jumped ahead of us, and then Jeff hit a couple of big threes to kind of settle the whole team down, keep us in the game, settle the whole team down. I thought that might have been the key to the whole game. Otherwise, I think NLEX would have blown us out without those clutch shots by Jeff.
Questions?
Going to the finals, was some of your players have been playing extended minutes? Are there any concern?
Certainly. There's certainly, we have a short bench. Japeth is out, Stanley's out. Aljon is I think he might be able to play in this finals. So that would be a huge get for us if we can get Aljon back. And, but we've been without him, we've been without Jared and then Japeth. We've just been shortening our bench and shortening our minutes and putting the burden on our core players to step up and find a way. And they did. And I know, that's what you do. I know that oftentimes people complain that you don't get everybody into the game and, why not give this guy? But, they have their chances in practice. So they have to prove themselves in practice before they can come in and prove themselves in the game. And you're just not going to throw anybody out there. So, so that's basically, our philosophy. And in a playoff series, especially, you don't have room for error. You don't have room for someone to go out and play a bad 3 or 4 minutes. And then suddenly you've lost the game and you're behind in the series and whatever. So you go out with the guys and you just ask them to reach deep. And they really reached deep, our core guys. So, depending on what happens here, I guess we don't play until Sunday or maybe Wednesday. It depends on this game. So, any other extra time we can get would be good for us. I'm not going to say we're cheering for Magnolia today, but we wouldn't mind a Magnolia win to make them go into a game 5. It would be amazing if we ended up playing Morocco again. We've seemed like we just ram into them in the finals every time we get there. So what's this? That would be like the 4th straight or 4 out of 5 finals appearances with them. So, and of course, either that or Manila Classico. So, take your pick, and neither of them are very good. So, but, we don't know. We'll just wait, and I'll go out and watch the first half of this next game. And my wife is going to be angry because she has to hang out some more and watch the game. But, that's the problem with the coach's wife. So I'll go out there and do some initial scouting live and then get home and watch the video.
Any more questions?
LA's a vet. I just had no concern for him. We just kind of ignored the whole thing. We didn't really talk it out. We just pretended like it never happened, and we just moved forward. And I know it had to be a real difficult thing for him, at home by himself or with his wife, discussing it, people saying stuff about it. But like I said, when he's a veteran, he's a veteran and he's a leader, and he knows as a leader he cannot. He cannot dwell on that. He has to move forward to get his teammates to move forward. That's what you do as a leader. You move forward. So I'm real proud of him. You guys, he was like, I think he was plus 15 in that game, in game 3. I think the next highest was like plus 7. So he was plus 15. So he was having a great game. And then a couple of things bad happened to him at the last. So everybody remembers that, but don't remember the plus 15. So I had no worries. I'm sure some people had no worries, but I know in LA for so long, I knew he'd get right through it and move on. I just looking, I'm sorry, I'm just thinking about it for a moment. I'm remembering that shot of Justin with that huge crowd. And then I remember going to Philippine Arena and having 50,000+ people when we played Morocco in the finals. We had an early game here, so the people were at work, so we didn't get the full crowd. But if we had played the second game, I'm sure we would have had a full crowd. So I think they're going to come. I think they're going to come, and I think they're going to be incredibly entertained. And by Justin and the group, I think they're going to be entertained. And I mean, Justin's playing in the kind of thing that you'll you look back and for me, I remember watching a game, going live and watching Billy Ray Bates play, and as a young kid, and that's still indelible in my mind, watching, being able to say I was there with Billy Ray Bates, and so, and this is what, 30, 40 years later, but this is the time you watch Justin Brownlee, you'll be able to say, hey, I watched Justin Brownlee, just like, I watched Billy Ray Bates, and it's the new generation. So take advantage of it while you can, come and see him. He's not going to be here forever, but you're going to be able to tell your family, your friends, your cousins, everybody that you watched Justin Brownlee play. And that's going to be a special thing.
What's your thoughts on the two possibilities, playing Meralco for the fourth time in the last 5 Governors Cup finals, but with a different import, and like Chris Bonquero there, and the other possibility, a first Manila Clasico finals in 25 years?
Well, we have no choice in the matter. We don't have any control over who we play. I think obviously both are going to be incredibly exciting. I think Meralco is going to be incredibly motivated. Imagine, playing this for the 4th time or 5th time or whatever, and Magnolia, in a Manila Clasico, there's, it's going to create so much attention, they're both really tough. We've had our battles with Meralco, and every time we have a Manila Clasico, it's a big deal. So lately in the recent games, we have not played well against either team. So they've handled us pretty easily. So we've got to figure out. We're still shorthanded. We don't know. We expect Japlet to come in at some point of the finals, but we don't know when. And I'm hoping Aljon will be ready in game 1 or 2, but we're still going to be shorthanded no matter what. And so we're still going to have a great challenge in front of us, whoever we play.
No more questions. That ends our post-game interview. Thank you, Coach.
All right. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Hopefully Wednesday. Yeah.